Okay, I'm gonna make a video that's gonna piss some people off. Someone's gonna go like, "Are you jumping ship?" No, my Nikon stuff is going nowhere. The Nikon D500 is the tits. Love that camera. Here I have my Fuji X-T1. I got to briefly touch the Fuji X-T2. Where did I get a hold of the Fuji X-T2? Well, I can't say holding it for 10 seconds is actually getting a hold of Fuji X-T2 by a traveling Fuji representative who was in the area. I'm going to post some fighting words because nothing pisses people off more than making a strong declaration. So, since I'm going to post some fighting words right now, I might as well stick this on my forehead right here. There we go. Someone out there is going, "He's crazy." You know that fat, tattooed, bald weirdo? He's totally slipped his biscuit, man. Let's be honest. Look, I'm extremely logical. I do have a funny bone, okay? Some things I'm really serious about. A lot of things I am. You have to laugh, though. Someone that translates ancient Greek, by the way, and loves studying ancient field theory and ancient languages, obviously is pretty logical, even if they seem slightly crazy. Some of the most intelligent people not interested in existential knowledge, which is the basis of intelligence, rather, noesis, or wisdom. Wise words. I still got the sticker on my forehead, yeah. Fighting words. I'm going to make a declaration that, based upon logical conclusions, everything that I've seen and looking at all facets of the diamond that has been cut. I used to actually have a lap wheel. Actually, I used to make my own jewels using diamond paste on this wheel, and you can actually make facets, and a gemstone might look really, really perfect from one angle, but from another angle it's screwed up or it has a flaw. Looking at all the facets of Fuji, I can state without really any reservation or doubt that it is the best camera company currently on Earth. Why do I say this? Sony is not a camera company. They are a consumer electronics company, and as YouTube's #1, I think, top photographer, everybody posted me a link to this guy named Ted Forbes, I believe. It's something called like the Art of Photography channel. He recently kind of made he loves the Sony stuff. He basically said Sony's overheating, and he thought that Sony didn't actually do a lot of forethought into their camera designs. It's like, yeah, dude, you just figured out what I've been saying now for over a year. And he was always talking about the camera looks really good on specification charts, but when you actually get it and you kind of, cameras and lenses might look good on specification charts when you kind of get it home. And, kind of like you marry the bride, but then you find out she's got herpes or, some other nasty disease. Things are not too good when you lift the hood open. It's kind of how used car salesmen work. Used car salesmen. They show you a car that's finally waxed and polished, and then you realize that it's got knocking and dinging in the engine, and things ain't so good underneath the hood, outside of how it actually looks. And cameras are this way. Fuji is making the best camera. So that's where I'm fighting words here on my forehead. Fuji makes the best camera currently. Let me take it off my head because someone's going to tune into this video and they're like, he's crazy. Fuji is making the best camera because it has the most forethought, design, quality of manufacture. You know where it says made in Japan right there, and it's got an all magnesium chassis. This is basic. You know what Shrinky Dinks are? Shrinky Dinks is a toy from like people my age. You used to draw stuff and you put them in the oven and it shrank down. It's made out of plastic. This is kind of like a Shrinky Dink version of a Nikon D3. D3 camera was so revolutionary in its fit finish quality of production that some old coots that I used to know that loved film and they didn't want to switch over to digital. They knew digital was basically it and film was dying. When they picked up and used that camera for a few days, they're like, screw it, man, I'm jumping ship to digital. The Fuji is that level of camera. I got my hands for a few seconds on a Fuji X-T2. Didn't get to take any pictures with it. It was a little bit bigger and heavier. It's exactly what I knew it would be. Of course, I have several X-T1s. I have an X Pro 2, I have an XE1, and XT10. Fuji is right now the best camera manufacturer on earth. Their lenses are exquisite, finish quality. The nickel chrome-plated brass mountings on what they call their red badge lenses. The Fuji X-T1, and the design, the execution, the quality of forethought. There's a lot of cameras that, well, not a lot actually, that are made well, but they've got really stupid, like the new Pentax, the new Pentax camera, really stupid layout. Someone did not put enough for it. That Fuji went over and over and over. They listened to their customers. The one issue with Nikon and Canon is that they don't listen to their customers. They're kind of like what IBM used to be. You know, people blame a lot of things for why IBM went belly up, but IBM became a fat, bloated, yeah, kind of like me, right? A fat, bloated company, you know, picking its teeth with its feet kicked up on the table, you know, with a gigantic wad of cash behind it, and it became oblivious. Kind of like the Queen of France or the Queen of England. I think it was the Queen of England, right? Said to let them eat cake. Became oblivious to their customers around it, and then IBM immediately, before it was too late, realized that it had a noose around its neck and it was about to be hung. When companies get really large, they turn into those assorted fat, bloated piss ants that kind of IBM was. Sorry, IBM. And, you know, I love the hell out of Nikon, and my Nikon stuff is not going anywhere. I love the heck out of Nikon. The new D500 is incredible. But I know that Fuji is not going to turn its customers into beta testers. They listen to their customers. The quality of manufacture, the forethought that goes into their cameras is actually second to none. Right now, within the past, you know, I've been thinking about this quite a bit before actually making this video, even though the beginning of this video was kind of halfway crazy, insane, sticking a sticker on my forehead. But I'm being serious, and I put a lot of forethought in before making this video. You know, is that a correct statement, you know? Sometimes I'll just make a video and just say what's on the top of my head, but, you know, I have to be honest, I think that Fuji, actually I don't think they are, I know they are, simply based upon empirical criteria, much less personal beliefs. Beliefs are one thing, and they have no ultimate grounding in true objective reality, but based upon both of those facets, Fuji is definitely the best camera company currently out there. You know, do they have the number of lenses and accessories that Nikon does or Canon? No, but Fuji's been making lenses now for decades and decades and decades and decades and decades. Longer than my grandpa's been on this earth, and he's gone already. So kudos to Fuji. And Fuji has to prove themselves. Unlike Nikon and Canon, they roll out, it's like, oh great, here's the latest Nikon product. Oh, I have to own it, it's the latest Nikon product. No, Fuji's sitting on a lot of money. I mean, Fuji's been dealing some serious hardware for a long time, and while film is basically dead, and they still do sell some film, they've been diversified into medical equipment and scientific equipment. I mean, you can see that on their website, so. But Fuji's done everything right. And, yeah, currently they are the best camera company. And then this doesn't have a damn thing to do with mirrorless versus DSLR. I never bought into mirrorless hype. I said this to begin with. And some people have called me out for it. It's like, you used to talk about mirrorless hype and you got all these Fuji cameras. You're a hypocrite. No, I'm not. I've always said buy the best camera. Buy the best camera. And it has nothing to do with whether the hell there's a flappy mirror inside the mirror box or not. Doesn't have anything to do with it. I never bought into mirrorless hype. I never have, and I never will. It's a mirrorless camera. It's the future. Screw that. You know. Shut your damn mouth. Not meaning you. Never have, and never will buy into mirrorless. Well, you got all those Fuji cameras now, so no, you're a hypocrite. No, I have all these Fuji cameras now because they're that good. Well, you're just trying to rationalize, you know, owning mirrorless, and you used to talk all that smack about. No, everything I said about mirrorless then is exactly what I say about mirrorless now. Mirrorless is not smaller. I have a 50 to 140 Fuji lens back there in the back room. It's pretty damn big. It's a 2.8. I also have the 16 to 55. And it's a pretty big ass lens. It's actually an enormous lens. You know, you stick a speed light on this thing. I would never stick a speed light on this camera. I use wireless on this camera or a TTL cable. You know, and you got, you know, several spare batteries. And I know the new Fuji X-T2 chews through batteries even quicker than the X-T1, but that's because it does more stuff. It has faster autofocus, 4K video, blah, 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 blah. So of course it's going to chew more on the batteries. I don't give a damn. I have this because it is a superior camera. And I was never going to buy it because of the lack of a flappy mirror inside of it. And I never bought into the BS because it's a lie. Mirrorless is not smaller. There have been all these articles, and I'm the one that forwarded it, and all these other people picked it up, and a couple of them went on Petapixel where this one guy said, look, you know, you do a comparator. Look at these, you know, well, the camera is really tiny. Talking about Sony. You know, when you stick a big a Trinity lens on it, it's actually bigger from the end of the lens element to the base of the camera than like a Nikon D810 is with the same lens. You know, so where's this small stuff coming from? Yeah, I'm going to look at this camera and go, yeah, it's really small. But when I stick a Trinity lens on there, the equivalent of a 70-200 2.8 or 24-70, you know, it's not a small camera, nor is it lightweight. You know, and it eats through more batteries. Don't care. I got plenty of batteries. Not worried about that. So, position has not changed. I still don't believe. And it's not about belief, it's a damn fact. You know, I'll lay it here side by side, I'll stick a lens. It's not that small. No. Never bought into the fact that mirrorless is smaller, because it's not. It's just not. With this little pancake lens on here, it's smaller. But I mean, how many people are walking around with a pancake lens like this? You know, it's useful, and I love the hell out of the little 27mm. But I mean, it's not really the lens that ideally want to have on there for doing work. Certainly not going to have this on here for a wedding, or sports or action. So, mirrorless is not smaller, and we could just leave the whole it's the future thing. The last days of old technology are always, 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 always better than the new days of new technology. And any notion that DSLR is old technology, well, I mean, currently the fastest autofocus camera out there for sports and action is a D500. So where's this whole old thing at? You know, Sony's got nothing that'll beat it. Or Sony's not a camera company, they're a consumer electronics company. So that's it. I'm saying that Fujifilm is the best current camera company out there on planet Earth. You know? And if those are fighting words, then I guess they're fighting words. But Fuji doesn't give me a damn thing, that's for sure. Well, actually, they did send me this t-shirt. I don't actually know who sent me this t-shirt. But sure as hell as a t-shirt isn't going to make me change my mind. Of course, Nikon never gave me anything. Nor would they. Hell, I'm surprised even Nikon, I'm surprised even Fuji sent me a t-shirt. I am guessing Fuji sent me a t-shirt. I don't know who the hell else sent it to me. You know, I wouldn't want me as a representative for any company. It's like, there's somebody out there asking companies like, who's that fat, bald, tattooed schmuck that's always talking about how great your products are? That's like a bad spokesperson. You got like a tattooed version of Uncle Fester talking about how great your products are. So as a company, I'm definitely the anti-spokesperson. But I know I'm wiser and more intelligent than the rest of the woodpeckers out there that are flapping their lips about nothing, that don't know anything, that only got into photography a few years ago. You know, have they worked on cameras? Do they know how the hell a camera works, or ultimately what's the best ecosystem, or, no, they don't know any of that stuff. So that's it, boys and girls. I said it. Like it or don't like it. Fighting words? I don't know. I don't say anything to be popular. If I was, I'd be making videos like this. Hi, how are you doing today? Everything you say I agree with. I love you, and whatever I say is going to be something that's going to make you happy, because I never want to be controversial. I just want to be loved. Well, the hell with that. I don't do any of that kind of crap. You want that sort of stuff, you need to be watching somebody else. You need to be watching Regis and Kathy Lee. You know who I'm talking about. Catch you later. Bye.